All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the second part of my playtesting stream for February 2021. Hey, Saipam, Saipam, how you doing? Hope you're having a... That better just be a brief blip, OBS. I really hope that's just a brief blip, OBS, and not a sign that you're going to completely dirt on me. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. The stream's going to have to end. I don't think OBS is... Let's just see. It is a wonderful picture, you're right. But I don't know if my OBS is being stable, unfortunately. I'll have to check. Hold on. Yeah, it's rather unfortunate. I thought I had checked for this problem, but we'll see. Just gotta wait a moment to make sure. I don't want to start streaming and suddenly it decides to crash like 20 minutes later. Be a bit awkward if it does decide. It seems to be okay now. Hopefully it was just a blip, and we might be able to continue. Yep. Okay, looks like we might be alright. Maybe. You never tell with OBS technology. But we will continue. Sorry for the awkward start, but I have to be careful with these things. But yeah, this is a wonderful picture. It's Kraja came up with it a while ago. And of course, it would take a memester like Kraja to make this kind of picture, so, you know. He also did another good one as well. Based off a Breakstone cover, which you'll probably see at some point, because I do rotate between these covers, and I'm always open to receive a few more if people wish to make any. But anyway, let's get on with things, shall we? So we're back in Doom 1 playtesting land once again. Yeah, looks like it was just an OBS blip, so should be okay, I hope. Yeah, fairly confident we should be okay now. So the first map that I'll be playing tonight is going to be this one. And of course, since that we are playing this particular map set, I feel that a content warning needs to be applied. So I'll just put up the content warning for the this particular map set. So this is Blood Flow, episode 1 by Alfredo. Now I have previously, a few months ago in fact, played the other maps of Blood Flow, the first 7 maps, back in, according to the thread, November of 2020. Hey, Alfredo, thanks for the host. But since then, Alfredo has been busy adding a few extra maps to the experience, and now there are 11 of them, and he's put them all together into Blood Flow episode 1. And he kindly asked me yesterday to consider playing the new maps, and I said, sure, I have nothing better to do than to punish myself by playing more Alfredo maps this week. So here we are. So for those who don't know who Alfredo is, he is slowly becoming the next Ribix. I am convinced of this. But he's also one of the new rising mapping stars of Doom, I suppose, seeing that he makes quite a fair amount of maps, and they're usually a little challenging, but usually well made. So, having played quite a few maps by this mapper, they seem to be quite good at what they do, and they are probably one of the next real names to keep an eye on in the Doom community world, I suspect. So this may well be the first real test of my newfound, I shouldn't say found, it's more like forced, chill mentality for tonight. So I think the warning, in fact, I don't know if I came up with this warning after the previous parts of Bloodflow or whether it was a bit after, but I drew this myself and I thought it was appropriate. Hello, Robert Fellows. Doom. That's right, Doom. And there is the mapper himself, Alfredo. Get it? It's very punny, isn't it? But that's the mapper. And luckily he knew that I was going to do his first tonight, so I get the privilege of having the mapper in the chat this time around, as I calmly dissect the 4 maps to come. Hey, Doom Jessica, how you doing? We've only just started the playtest stream. I thought OBS was going to derp slightly, but we're good. So we will now begin. I'll just get the Alfredo warning off the stream. Obviously, it's like a content warning. It's Alfredo time. No, Alfredo, no! It's a bit different when you ask to play it, though. So, hey, thanks for 25 bits, Lord Misfit and the host, and thanks for the subscription, Mactar, a resubscription on the Prime. You can now use these free emotes, which have been restored, obviously, with the suspension lifted. So yeah, just for the sake of those who have just joined, again, this is Bloodflow. So just a little recap as to what this is. Basically, it is a map set intended to be played with Doom 2 as its resource while taking advantage of the features that UDMF offers to create more varied and clever gameplay. And they are designed for pistol starts, so that makes this easier to do just 4 maps at this stage. Ultraviolence should pose a fair challenge for everyone. I will admit I have been a bit of an asshole with some of these traps. Smiley face. So, yeah. UDMF little episode thingy. Which means we can go all the way to the default compatibility at this point. Since we are in UDMF format. So probably phrase that to say ultraviolence will probably kill you a few times. Going to test my skills for the Iron Man. Well, this was actually I decided to play test this because Alfredo asked me to, but also because Alfredo has made some good maps, and I've played the first 7 maps of this previously, so I'm kind of curious to see what the remaining 4 are like. So, with that in mind, let us begin, shall we? So we start on a new map 8, Blood Keep. How long will it be before I get brutally butchered on this one? Let us find out, shall we? Oh God. I could have also said, how long will it be before I find myself in a situation where it looks to be pretty grim? And the answer is 2 seconds after pressing that switch. Archvile, 2 revs, 2 mancubus, and some low tier fodder. The main threat's going to be the vial, it looks like. Oh God. first time. Boom. I kind of greedily went for the Soul Spear there, but I was expecting there to be some additional interference, and I didn't want to risk losing my first time attempt. Kind of looked like a worse situation. Well, I got a little lucky that the piggy didn't block me and there was some infighting to distract the vial. There we go. Whomst Alfredo? Are you related to Alfonso? No, I don't think so. Oh yeah, so one of the key visual things that I do remember from sorry, where were we? Oh yes. So one of the key things that Alfredo has been working on throughout the whole of this WOD is the idea of having blood be used as an energy source. So there's lots of this sort of stuff of like blooded areas that are used to water heals me, by the way. Sure it does. There we go. Oh right, water heals me up to 100, eh? Neat. Yeah. God. Hang on, what's the other side also a thing? Hold on a moment. Yeah, exactly the same bloody thing, in fact. Oh God. Oh God. That does not bode well for me. I don't think. Good God. What a shock. Oh, jeez. I'll read the chat in a moment. Right. Oh, hey, Empty Cell. Alfredo's Crusty Word, now in your local store. Hey, Forgettable Pyromaniac. Yep, I am still video gaming. That is right. Tonight we are playing the next 4 maps in the Blood Flow Episode 1, as it is called. I have played 1 to 7 previously, so this is like a sort of continuation, really. Yeah, good. That wasn't particularly great on my part. Right. You know what would help? Not having to deal with that, usually. Another trap that relies on a... Also, doors. Yeah, plenty of doors. Jeez. You know what, Mancubus? You're kind of supposed to be infighting, so I can... Winner. Feels like every step I take in this environment is not a safe one. Save your game. An Archvile Claw. You what, mate? Smelly, stinky vial. Would you like to it? No, you're just gonna do it. Okay. Oh man, there's still revs a mile away. Ugh. Yeah, good. Come over here, would you? So at this point, we're just kind of following this blood flow through the entire 3D facility at this stage. Hold on a second. Alright, where were we? Hey, man with a gun. There. Can hydrate now. Hello, Dave. Does it count as back seating if the map author does it? No, in that particular case, World Misfit, if the mapper wishes to spoil their own creation, that's perfectly fine. They can do whatever they want. That's not a problem. If the map author wants to reveal everything, that's fine. I mean, yes. There's a secret behind the bloodfall. Oh yeah, so there is. Very good. That will be handy. Oh, I really should have noticed that anyway, but whatever. You try and make more levels, but the expectation of it not being huge and awesome, just happy with good fights and decent looking. Yeah. Size doesn't really indicate a good map, Pyromaniac. Sometimes smaller is better, you know? I could have... Oh, I thought I saw an enemy appear up there, but no, not the case. By the way, what's the point of this meme? I think I may have made a bad mistake here. I hope it's a... this is not good. There we go. Back to relative safety again. Good. Oh god, I think I need to get to the other side now. Probably what I'm supposed to do with the climb up. The switch raised to green torches. Yeah, I think I need to drop off over here. Oh, what? Oh, this is not good. Is there another... Oh, there's a teleport thing over here. There we go. Just making sure I'm not hit by any long-range rev missile. We wouldn't want that. That would be awkward, wouldn't it? Oh, are we supposed to fall down onto the central platform? I guess we are. Very well. Oh yeah, it gives me a chance to go over here too. Get some extra stuff. So that's cool. Well, I shouldn't have any more ammo problems for the rest of the level. At least. Hey, Knife Club Party, how's it going? Twitch just deleted your post. Which post was that? Are we in range here? Finally. One less. Alright, you want to die a bit earlier than planned. More than happy to oblige. Yeah. Oh, yours. Hey. Take it easy. You too. Well, the good news is we got some armor, but... Don't do that. Good thing I saved, huh? Weird, I'm pretty sure I grabbed that soul sphere. This is where we take a pause, I think. You didn't even say the bad words, or sort of. Oh. Enforcing hell. Yeah. Hey, okay. Yeah, this is map 8 of the Alfredo's Blood Flow, which I have previously played the other 7 maps of on a playtest in November. So, he's asked me to play the next 4 maps, and I am starting to regret this decision. Ugh. Hey, Etchinux, how's it going? I'm sure I'm onto the right strategy, I just need to get a bit luckier, I think. All I had to do was lose 70% of my health and armor and kill the Mancubus because they were the most annoying parts of that fight, oddly enough. Alright, we're good. I think. I'm doing alright. How are you? Oh, that was very cathartic. Tower fragging the a Hell Knight. That's always a nice bonus. Hey, the green torches have lowered. This is not a sign of something evil to come when I have no way out. Oh no. Wait, should I really be surprised? Alfredo is giving me a mega spear. This can only mean one thing. Unspeakable evil. Alfredo, that probably isn't going to help too much. Oh, right. Oh, nice. The healing rate is actually respectably high. Alright then, Saipan. I'm confused by the folk's name. Is it a homage or a replacement for the real Alfredo? Well, I didn't get the red key, so... I appear to have goofed in that I didn't actually secure the red key either, if I was supposed to get it somewhere. So I was probably supposed to... Yeah, fake, yeah. No, that is the real Alfredo. I believe the reason for the name is because the actual name wasn't available. Or something like that, anyway. Okay then. Not even Alfredo 69. Ah, jeez, why did I do that? That was a bit pointless. Oh, wait, so I'm gonna have to... Okay then. Oh, I see. The exit is open. We've opened the other door. Numbers make me feel like I'm a mid-2000s middle school. Oh yeah, you can't get the name you want, so you put more numbers in front of the name, and then you're the unique Sephrioth 61235 Slayer of Plebs in Maple Story or something. Yeah. Alright, well, that was Bloodkeep. That's the first of the 4 maps we'll be covering from Alfredo tonight. As expected, he continues the theme of the blood flow, and as expected, some of that comes from the player when they die to his brand of deviousness. Still looks nice. Anyway, we have to pistol start these maps, so we're not going to get to keep all our nice toys. Okay. Go get him, Binky. Oh. That was... All right. I honestly thought that that sequence played out regardless. Grief. so many encounters revolving around killing enemies to proceed. I don't really feel that much safer considering all the revs and, well, everything really. Hey, Bowie Flex, thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. I don't actually know where to go now. I assume I'm gonna have to find a passage somewhere around here. We'll throw to the pipe there, we'll throw to the pipe there. Ah, there we go. Where's the most dangerous looking platform that is totally not exposed to 1,000,001 rev rockets? Oh, there we go. I sure hope there's no revenants that are out for my blood and are 1,000,000 miles away, and I'm going to kill him so I can play the rest of this level in some sort of peace and not be attacked every 5 seconds. In fact, we're not even going to proceed until I've killed all the snipers. Makes my life easy if I don't have to be dealing with you folk. Oh, come. Get out of it. The friggin'. Ugh. You know what? I shouldn't even have bothered with it. Knowing the... I only came here to eliminate the snipers anyway. And I'm damn well going to do it. Well, maybe not all the snipers, but enough that I don't have to deal with. There we go. Wait. You gonna attack those imps? I'll let you deal with those imps for now. Whop, whop, whop. Oh no. Maybe it would be wise to take care of the Mancubus now. Oh, for more reasons than one. Oh wow. They're seeing the pump in real time. That's kind of neat. Terrain transformation, huh? Man, yeah, we did see a bit of this in the other maps of this. Oh god, I'm gonna regret going for the... Alright. Alright. Okay, cyber demons. Please fire a little more regularly. That would be appreciated. Thank you. Alright. Okay then. Well, that's half the puzzle done. Advantages of having a BFG. Much quicker fight. Really? For fuck's sake. Alright, whatever. Yeah, it might be okay. Maybe. Redo that attempt. Enjoy the crusher, boys. I had a feeling that was a crusher. Oh. Okay then. Well, how am I getting back then? Is there a way back up? Alright, so there is. And we did it. Welcome back, Suitepee and Jaska. I think I'll have a chocolate now. Yep. Ensure I'm using those UDMF triggers a lot. That's for sure. So many fights depend on killing enemies. The kind of thing that I said he sure is using the UDMF triggers. One of them being kill enemies in a certain sector to proceed sort of deal. You know, the kind of thing that you see it quite a bit in UDMF map sets, but it's not always utilized. Alfredo seems to really go full throttle with that. And we have healing water, and we have fights that bruise a lot, but reasonable stuff, I think. So much red rock. This is the docks. Ah, jeez. Completely open to abuse, probably. Be alright if I had some tools to go through it, but the moment all I have is a plasma gun and the hope that I'm not going to run into something a lot more insidious. Yeah, eat that. Not even the courtesy of a... safe. I'm gonna save, even though it's probably not the best option. Ah, there we go. You made that sound like it would be an inviting invitation. Oh, it's open, it's free, it's a friendly dock place. Just your typical... Just your average friendly hell dock. You know? Take all the kids down to the docks. They'll have a real good time. I am slowly peppered to death. Might have to wait for a clear out on all the projectile. Am I even getting over? Hey Chevney, how you doing? Ah, finally. Now it's starting to look like a friendly location. Different weapons. And we still have this... all these bloody things that we need to slowly pilfer and fill with the blood of our enemies. Oh my good lord. Maybe I should deal with these chain gunners first. Or chain gunner, or whatever. Ah! Hey! Hey! Hey you. Hello, Tomato Tom and Francis. It's been about what you'd expect from an Alfredo map set. Nicely detailed and extremely painful. And still with this blood flow gimmick. Oh, that's a cyber demon. Yeah, you wouldn't want to take your family to this place. Oh, that's one Alfredo trap I managed to wiggle out of. Somehow. We'll get back to you. That's what I'm looking for. No, I just can't be bothered dealing with you today, Mr. Bear. I'm just gonna waste some plasma on you. In case I screw up the basics and get heftily punished for it. Now what does that do? Aside from give me a backpack, which I will definitely make use of. Still not hitting the target there. Okay, not the world's scariest arch trial. Lighting and the way you're hearing lighting seems to be a bit low, maybe. Why is this ramp out of reach? I guess he won't be later. I see the next crafted mini fight down there. Calling my name. I don't want to waste plasma on this kind of threat when there's more immediate problems. Oh yeah, that's a... Mind you a bit of E4. I would say that an E4 feel to this would be not entirely out of the question. I really want that, but... The only problem is, can I get back? Yes, I can. Nice. close. I'm just gonna take a minute here to point out that that chain gunner tower is not really appreciated whatsoever. I have come across this kind of position before, and the problem with UDMF and the 3D floor aiming is that it makes that kind of chain gunner incredibly awkward to deal with. You saw at several points that my shots were just pinging the wrong texture. It really messes up the auto aim of the player. I mean, in theory, it's in the middle, it's an annoying ranged attack, but I've had this problem with other things as well, and this is a setup you usually want to avoid doing, just because 3D floors plus auto aim equals, well, chain gunners getting a bigger advantage than normal. I don't usually like seeing them used like that. If you took auto aim off, it probably would be, and I cut it across it wouldn't be an issue, but it really can be brutal in the wrong kind of way when you have a thing like that. Thankfully I didn't die to it. Somehow. Having 200 armor and, well, 200 health and armor helped. Hey, Rossi. Hey, Renway. Knowing Malk, I'll probably find the SSG about 10 minutes after I could have used it. You missed the crane picking up the crate. I did? Well, don't worry, we can watch it again. Oh yeah, that's cool. Oh, hello, Dying Camel. Thanks for the raid of 43. And you can deep throat a baguette. Well, didn't know that. Thanks, Vines of Anxiety. Welcome, everyone, to Bloodflow by Alfredo. Hi, John. I heard you were part of the chilling effect. Nice person in Twitch. Chilling effect? Not quite sure what you mean there, nice person in Twitch. But, yes. Yeah, you should. You bought me a bunch of crazy people. Well, I'll do my best to be polite to the crazy people. Oh, right, okay. You mean that, yes. Well, we've largely had an informed guess that there was a reason, but you are correct. But I'm not going to dwell on that anymore. What happened has happened. Twitch aren't going to explain it to me. We move forward. Not much else I can do. Now it's time to get the SSG. Maybe. Please don't be a bitch. Oh, right. You little bastard. Yeah, suck that. You bastard. And you. You're Pleb, by the way. That's your new name now, Winix Pleb? Yeah, follows from ghosts or bots. Yeah, I don't know if you have any experience with this, Dying Camel, but have you ever had like a random bunch of follower gains appear on your channel without any real explanation? Because I noticed when I got back I had a whole bunch of followers and I was a little confused. And I yesterday during the stream I actually looked it up on Social Blade, and apparently as soon as I came off my suspension I gained 85 followers with no notifications or anything. Here comes something. No, no. Nopity no. You see, Alfredo, this is the kind of thing we are very worried about. This consideration for deviousness. I thought it was a different archvile. I thought you had literally had a closet open there to anticipate the player pulling off that move with the mini boat. But no, you did something far worse. Why would you do this, Alfredo? Why? That's just... You gain 142 bot followers. I hate you, Alfredo. This is why you have a warning, you see. The Alfredo content warning is here for a reason. Alright then, see you later, Vines of Anxiety. Thanks for tuning in for a few minutes. We have this warning for a reason. It's just stop. Stop it. Just let me get out one time. God damn it, Alfredo. Okay. It's like your dog. I don't exactly embrace being a hood rat, you know? Or other things. Teleporting monsters you are running away from. Ugh. Now what am I supposed to do? Try again, I suppose. Oh my god, I could make this work. Maybe. Aha, but there's no more Revenant. There's no more Archviles. I killed all the vials so you can teleport. Oh, you freaking kidding me? Good chocolate. Chocolate will help ease the pain. Yeah. Coincident. She has a lot of shorts. Shorts. He knows the pain of a hard map set. And he has a heart monitor. I imagine if he played this map set, he would have some material. The chocolate was delicious. I liked it. I can't drink proper. I'm gaining too much weight and I have work in the morning. I have no choice but to continue with sobriety as an option. A terrible, horrible, damning sobriety. What the hell do I do with this? Screw that. Good grief. Alright. Are we done with the files now? Maybe. Hey, Nact Intellect. Oh, I see, Misfit. I highly doubt that Coincidente is going to have some part problems from playing Doom. But yeah, thanks to the follow, next. This is Blood Flow by Alfredo. And with a bit of save scumming, I think we have managed to get ourselves out of that little corner there. really hope that is all the vials out the pitch for the time being. Oh. I see. Coordinates fit, fair enough. Oh wait, I actually have the 2 keys required to move things along, I think. Oh god. That is a lot of wires. Hey, J4 Lambert, thank you for the follow as well. Also appreciated. Dang it. Well, the good thing is we at least survived the first, the double vials down the steps. Whoa. I think one lost soul in my face with a rocket is enough for one level, thanks. I do not require repeat performance. Thank you. You stopped playing the Doom series between 2007 and 2018. The game was of childhood. Doom 3 was the last game you played. The SSG is on the Mank Island. You should probably check out 2016 and Eternal, J4 Lambert. Or perhaps just Eternal. Pretty good. Well, if you like the level design, then here's where you can get it from. And the mapper is in the chat at the moment. What? Hey! God Spear? Oh, a God Spear. Of course. There's a God Spear. I knew that. No, that it matters. I mean... Okay, orange for... Oh wait, there's the SSG. See, I told you I'd find this thing 10 minutes or so after I'd actually need the damn thing. Now I can enjoy using it against the remaining 13 enemies on the map. Yay! And the cyber demon is at the exit. Oh boy. Is there anything down there for me to... probably not. Oh god, what's this? Oh. Can I get lucky in the corner? Okay, you know what? That is a fight that deserves an invulnerability. No question about it. That kind of claustrophobic space? Yeah, I think I'll take the and run all the way to the piggy bank there. Die! Bastards. In friggin' hell. You did that on purpose. You did that on purpose. You asshole. You delayed the drop down there because you knew players would go for the end run at that particular point. Jesus. There's actually no point in going back to that other area. Yeah, I'll just make it real slow, guys. It's fine. No, this time I get to live. I get to live. Oi, choppy seas, me mateys. Wait. None of that is a pain sector? Alright, sure. Hey, Looney. Is this map supposed to have the Demon's Dead playing? Yeah. It would appear so. No. If with no pain sector, I want to smack that cyber and his. I find it hard to play 2016 as much as I enjoy it. I don't know the feeling of trying to dash now. I don't have it in 2016. What? And leave demons alive? Yeah. Oh, hey, Danny Bubinga. Thanks for the follow. Well, you love Revenants, though. Well, just pretend, for my sake, you hate them. You really hate Revenants. You can say it if you try. Anyway, if there's ever going to be a Sunwatch 2, I'm sure Alfredo will probably be involved in it at this rate. You can just imagine there being more to come from Alfredo on this evidence. I'm going to deliberately make the one fight that the God Spear would be incredibly useful for on a time delay. Or maybe it was just a coincidence, because it's not like you'd know when the player would want to use the God Spear. I don't know. Of every skin in Doom Eternal. Well, I mean, I would definitely recommend Eternal anyway. I mean, 2016 is still a good game, mind you. Boarded. Well, this is the last level of the episode. Ow. Did you really kill that Hell Knight? Good job, sir. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoa. Oh. I'm bumping into the friggin'. Ugh. Yay. Alright, next time you join this stream, you'll have to join early. Take care, hopes, and hope to see me soon. Well, thanks for popping on by, Next. This is my usual streaming sort of hour, the evening. So, it's a bit late for your time, and play won't change too much, sorry. Oh, nice. Some desirable infighting is occurring. Yeah. Oh, hey, backpack. Ugh. Yeah, I really like it. Alright, enough of the angles already, guys. Should have floated out to sea, I guess. Right, now I can get back to my wondering of what is. There we go. Sounds like a nautical version of one of those train maps of sorts. You know, like with all the little mini train transports and stuff. That's a big looking ship over there, let me tell you. Whatever it is. Arr. Time to go down into the silent teleport. Wait. Yeah, I can see that texture switch. I would imagine so, Alfredo. Pulling off a seamless silent teleport isn't easy. Oh, come on. Love of Pete. Rocket launcher? Doesn't actually help all that much immediately. Welcome to Alfredo mapping. One of these kind of ambushes appear to be in every single map. Got some coloured lighting on those submerged crates as well. Huh. It looks like it. Some kind of glow or coloured lighting effect. Oh, where's this? It's about... okay. The rockets do have a purpose, and that's to... I had forgotten there was an opportunity to use the very back of the area to fire the first salvo to quickly bomb off some of the Revenant blocks. So a rocket launcher actually was helpful there. I thought I wouldn't be able to get the space to use it, but I was incorrect. Oh, flow glow. That was it. Yeah, flow glow. Yeah. Well, now we go back over to the other ship and plug in the code for... Oh no, the cranes found some meatballs at sea. Yeah, you see here, the texture is the same, so I don't notice it at all. I know it's a slight little jar, but it's a lot better. And yeah, wait. Debug message 2 reached. Why is it saying that? It's a message that's not disappearing either. Debug message 2 reached. Ah, it's blocking up my... I can't see the friggin' how many monsters are left now. Oh no, I don't know how many monsters remain. I can't actually see how any monsters are left. That's no good. I think there's only about 10 or 12 remaining though. Yeah, I'm happy with that right off the bat. Are you? Oh no. Oh no. I can deal with that. Deal with that too. I'm out of there. Hydrate? Okay. you go. There's your... If I load a save, will that get rid of this message? No, it will not. I have to spend the rest of this map not knowing how many monsters remain. Can't be too much, but... Okay. Okay, there we go. Ugh. There we go. Beat it without cheating. I would argue a few block lines wouldn't go amiss, but an interesting way to use the blood flow gimmick in a different sense. Instead of having it just be standard progression, have it be like, okay, kill these mancubus on this blood thing, and you will succeed. As the remnants of the demon pirate fleet drift away, a new sight greets you upon the horizon. Rocky outcroppings, craters, and the familiar logo of the UAC comes into view. Deimos, the moon that warped into Hell so many years ago. After so long in Hell, the moon descended to Hell's surface. Finally, a familiar landmark in this godforsaken hellscape. You know that the Deimos moon fell not far from where you first fought the Spider Mastermind. This must be where the demons got the healing water. A crooked grin crosses your lips as you reload your shotgun and stare at the fallen moon. This is familiar territory. Beyond the shores of Hell, through the Inferno region, and beyond, you know for a fact that there is a portal back to Earth, right where the Spider Mastermind met its final demise, where the first invasion began. It's ironic. Hell provided you a way out after killing you in the first place. Your boat soon runs ashore on the shady banks of the moon. You hop off and start your journey down this hellish memory lane, through the shores of Hell once again. You watched that come right at me for what seemed to be 9 minutes. And then we have the kills stuff. Yes. Interesting intermission indeed. Oh, we do an episode 2 of Blood Flow at some point. One never gets tired of seeing this roll call of monsters. Yeah, and this is like the first map where it's introduced and so on and so forth. Okay, well, that was episode 1 of Blood Flow, the final 4 maps. What did we all think of that? Shotgun is love, shotgun is life. Put more usage of the word fire in that text and you have a Dragon Force song. Hey, thanks for the 25 bits, Lord Misfit. Much appreciated. My thoughts is, like the 7 maps I played before in November, you had an interesting episode with an interesting progression gimmick, and you use the UDMF mostly very effectively. The deviousness of the encounters need not be spoken of much further, I don't think. You seem to have an art for that kind of fight that is tough but can be beaten. The dickishness is definitely strong in you, Alfredo. But these maps weren't unfun to play. And you certainly gave enough generous supplies to beat the dickishness. Usually seems to also be present. I feel like you've composed quite a good episode here, Alfredo. It will be interesting to see if this is all, or whether you go on to make more. But I thought this was interesting stuff to play. Genuinely. I guess there definitely will be more. Okay, great. I look forward to, well, at this point, I suspect at this point, I suspect that whenever I see your name in a community project from now on, I will be immediately thinking of this. I think you've earned that reputation now. And I think I might have mentioned this the last time I played, probably the rest of this back in November. But now I think whenever Alfredo pops up, it's going to be associated with, oh God, what dickishness lies ahead. But I will also expect a good amount of quality. I think my favourite map in terms of the visual of the 4 was the final one. I like the idea of the hellboats. That was pretty cool. And the attention to detail it falls in that just right category. You know. There will definitely be more to come from you in the future, methinks. A lot more to come. So I look forward to seeing what else you have to offer. Right. I suppose we should move on to the next map at this point. Still got a few to get through. Another sort of return face, I think, for this one. Yeah, and thank you for suggesting it as a playtest thing, Alfredo. Right, I'm going to take a quick piss break, and when I return, we will move on to the next mapper. So I'll be back in a moment. Enjoy the ad break. Okay, I am back. Hey, Wakidi. Faint sounds of screaming as he encounters a group of residents on the way back from the bathroom. Hey, Shalmisa Jones. If I got my super shotgun now, we'll be fine. Yep, I probably will. I didn't count any revs, so all's good. Just fucking... I'm looking very worryingly at the follower count and noticing that there's only 15 followers remaining to Sunder now. It's a chilling thought. Right, anyway. on to the next map of the night. Another one which I'm pretty sure I playtested last month. In terms of the author, this is a different map from that. Orc's Breath. No, you don't need to do that, Wakidi. You already have the benefit of the Phantom 85. The 85 followers that automatically followed my channel upon the suspension subsiding on Sunday night, which have bumped up the follower total quite a bit. Whether or not that changes or gets Sunder would take away from my request. Why did you request again? Pretty sure I should remember this. Oh, dimensions, right, of course. Yeah, so I'm just gonna bring this up. Yeah, just have a look at this. I looked it up yesterday. I was curious. You can clearly see that on the Sunday, I suddenly gained 85 followers. It's tracked and everything, so it's a bit of a weird occurrence. All right, Saipam, I will see you later. I thought it odd myself, and my first thought was maybe that perhaps Twitch had got the follower count wrong in the previous instance, because I know that when just before my account was suspended, it was showing 1.9k followers if you go over the about page of the channel page. It's now showing 2k, so I think Twitch just rounds up to the nearest 100, I guess. But no, I had legitimately gained 85 followers with no notification on Twitch, no notifications on Streamlabs, and it may be the work of bots. The only clue that we may have got is that this account followed me 5 days ago while my account was inaccessible. And apparently if it has Luna in the name, it's a bot. And it's apparently a thing that is happening on Twitch or something like that. So I have no idea what it is. I don't run bots. It's very strange. But I've gained 85 followers, which I can't explain. Answers on a postcard. But it doesn't really matter, because what it does mean is now I'm only 15 followers, whether it's earned or not, it probably isn't, away from Sunder playthrough. And just to clarify again, the deal with the Sunder playthrough is that as soon as I hit the 2000 and it's confirmed, I will be playing Sunder. It's only one map though. I'm only in it to play at least one map and beat it. I don't have to play the whole thing because Sunder is lengthy and very difficult. I think one map will probably be enough to test me severely. No, not map 11. It's got to be one of the new maps. So it'll be map 15. I've already beaten 1 to 14. But anyway, sorry, we should really be talking about Arcane Archive by Orc's Breath. So let's get to that. The concept for this map is fairly straightforward. This is a UAC's database of demon lore, a labyrinthine library of computer banks and ancient tomes with a Shores of Hell inspired aesthetic. I wanted to make a very interconnected level that felt simultaneously open and claustrophobic. I think I succeeded, but of course I welcome any feedback/criticism. The difficulty here should be a bit spicier than my previous map, Dumping Ground, was. It shouldn't be unfair, but if you pick Ultraviolence, don't expect it to be a walk in the park. Estimated play time of 20 minutes, maybe a little more. It's a vanilla compatible, don't support any advanced stuff, multiplayer. Okay, so we'll be playing with some... Well, if it's vanilla compatible, we have to go all the way to Doomstrict, I think. Let's play. I believe the previous map, I don't know if it was Dumping Ground or something else, but I seem to remember that the previous map was also quite good. I think. God. Grief. Ooh, wow. You can actually bump your head on that. Hey, Mecha Girl. That is slightly awkward there. The fact you can bump your head on that arch up there when you come off this platform. I don't know if that feels like the most convenient. Especially in the early part of the map being quite a movement-intensive segment, to be honest. I laugh when people are like, my map is hard. Well, it's usually relative to their own skill level, you know. Blinking lights. Didn't actually expect that to be an elevator. Hey, down the noob. How you doing? Oh! The frig. Flying monsters appear from the other side. God, that's because they keep... Okay, I'm getting a bit worried now. Okay, never mind. Oh God, the mid-tiers are coming everywhere. I take my chances down here, I think. Jesus Christ. One enemy, please just fire when I do that setup. Please just fire immediately and don't just decide to have an off day or a pacifist moment in the middle of my attempts to get an infight going because I'm trying to save ammo. Why is it that half you abominable freaks of nature decide to become pacifist the moment I try and set up a nice infight thing? There's so many. monsters, but not enough things to kill them. And now they're getting stuck on that arch. Ugh. I might need you. Ah! Damn it. Oh, come on, that spread had to hit one of them. There you go. Now we're talking. Hey, thanks for the follow, KR8R131. Interesting name there. Crater131? Goes to right because you as much as I can inside terms of being now it's time fighting. That would just mean that the monsters would never attack sometimes. Technically, monsters act as line of sight blockers to each other. So it can be hard to self and in-fight, which is why you have to sort of work a bit. Ooh. Yeah, min damage Kako, that'll have to do. May have to kill one of these and maybe spare the other. Come on, Mancubus, come on! Good boy. There you go. I have great wavering faith in you, Kako. Come on. Get him. I'll help, see? I'll help. I'll help die horribly. I guess that's also something I can help with. Come on. Damn it. He helped too. Now! Now! No! No! Oh! I'm open! I get to get right in their faces sometimes to get them to actually attempt to attack. It's a little annoying, you know? I won't attack until you're right in my face, and then, and only then, will I decide to cast ye down. Oh wait, I don't know why I'm trying to in-fight. This one's already... A secret chainsaw! Oh, my hopes and dreams of... Oh, my hopes and dreams. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it another 3 feet. Before running into yet another mid-tier. I know, I saw it, but unfortunately I also saw Mr. Tomato Head guarding it. And there's another one. Yeah, that helps. I think. I really could use some health. You know what, I'm actually going to save on this, even though it may not prove to be a smart decision. Only because a hit scan is a tangible pain. Alright. You know what, auto aim? I'll take that. Oh, jeez. So much for working my way back up to respectability and good health and all that. Yeah, thanks. Well, back to the old problem. Cool. Keep going. Okay. Did the chain get it? Yeah, he did, didn't he? So, oh, Cheney is dead. Oh, where's the key? This map is determined to keep me at a low health threshold. Very well. And there's the rocket launcher. Nice timing. Impeccable timing. Everything's coming up, Suitepee. Too bad I still have to deal with some of these chuckleheads. Nice. Oh god, another one. And another one. Are we cool now? I wonder if I'll be entitled to get back to a point on this map where I can play without fearing for my health. But we can't say we weren't warned that this would be no walk in the park. And it was certainly no walk in the park. Unless it was a park where you were trying to avoid the cops while you were caught not social distancing properly. It could be one of those kind of parks, you know. Oi, oi there, mate. Have you got a licence to be loitering in the park? Yeah. Going on down to South Park. Gonna have myself a time. Not quite so friendly faces here, though. We regret to inform you that this is a thing now. Please be a crusher. Oh, god damn it. You are kidding me, right? What? Ah. Yeah, okay. I'm cool with that. Oh, an invulnerability spear. Wouldn't have helped massively, but... Nah, the invulnerability spear really just wouldn't have helped much. But it might help for something like... I'll be right back. Yeah, I think we're going to need to bowl that invulnerability. Like, immediately. Let me grab that. Might just need to bowl that. Got a bit of an arch vow problem to go and deal with. Job done. So that was Arcane Archive by the Orc's Breath. By Orc's Breath. That was a loud noise for me trying to drink my water. What do we all think of the Arcane Archive? Rubbish! Garbage! Garbage day! I thought that was alright. A bit tight on ammo, but alright, generally. Whether that plays a bit more kindly on a lower difficulty, I'll leave that in others' hands. But they certainly wanted something that felt both claustrophobic and open, you know, where enemies could come from all angles, and I think they achieved that because the enemies were coming from all sorts of places in the first 5 minutes. Looked a nice vanilla challenge, makes a fresh change from slaughter maps. Nice visually pleasing map, standard difficulty, good overall. Yeah, this might be another mapper to keep an eye on. I'm sure I remember being relatively impressed by the last thing I played by them. With a name that is catchy, Orc's Breath. Ooh, Zook Zook Orc make. Does this emote still work? Yeah. Orc make map. Orc make map difficult. Ugh. I used to remember using that emote a lot back when I watched Hearthstone. Back when I even played Hearthstone. I can't believe I got involved with that piece of TCG style garbage for a good while. Ugh. Yeah, fun map. Good stuff, Orc's Breath. That's all I can really say. Keep it up. Keep it up. Righty ho, let's move on to the next contestant. This will be interesting, I think, because it's going back to Ultimate Doom. Also other reasons. There are other reasons, of course, why this could be interesting. We'll get to those in a moment. First of all, Let me just get a quick little time there for the playtest. Alright, so this is a single map for Doom / Ultimate Doom called Nelly.wad by Ostro Doomer, which was posted on February the 12th last week. Well, I enjoyed Hearthstone for a while, and it was actually one of the very few games on a mobile phone that I actually liked. The only problem with Hearthstone is probably the same problem that you have with all the TGC games, is that at some point you either have to grind like crazy to get all the good cards, or you have to start paying a lot of money to try and get them. And ultimately, I just got tired of the competitive gameplay and the fact that people could win by just having a better card than me. And I lost interest. It took a while, though, to be fair, as it was one of the better ideas at the time. But I soon got fed up of it. And I don't really play PvP games anymore because I'm really bad at handling that, and I'd rather just not bother anymore, to be honest. And yes, Blizzard were once good too, but ever since they went to Activision, they've been a crock of garbage. So, anyway. So, this is a map out of an older Megawad from about 1996. Ooh, mapping in the 90s. How many more mappers are we going to see with that kind of intro in years to come, I wonder? There's already been a few. I made a map in the 90s, and I'm re-releasing it now. I don't think so, Depop. Have you seen what they did with with Warcraft 3 remake? They're probably going to force... The only thing that's going to suck is that if I have a copy of D2, and I'm going to have to be careful not to get automatically upgraded to the latest version. If I ever get around to playing Diablo 2, that is. I have played the first Diablo, and it was alright. Although I've heard 2 is a lot better. Yeah, but they were supposed to do that with Warcraft 3, and they just ended up making a HD version with that everyone has to forcibly upgrade to. You know, you don't have the choice of playing like the original version or buying the remake. It was a case of if you subscribe into Battle.net, you will automatically download the Warcraft 3 remaster, which is not as good, and they have this weird... Also, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they add a line, a contract, or a terms of service requirement in the remake of Warcraft 3 where if you make a custom content that they own the rights to it immediately and that they can make money off of it and you get fuck all? I'm sure I remember there being a lot of scumbaggery around it, and that's why many people didn't bother with it. And quite frankly, Blizzard have just disappeared off a cliff. And of course, let's not forget the tough Hearthstone esports moment. Oh well. Hey, Sesamir. How you doing? I'm sorry, Astro Doom, we've gone off on another tangent again. We will get to your map in a minute, I swear. I think many people will join you. Unfortunately, we have too many good titles that people are happy to shovel money in. And WoW Classic is doing well. I mean, WoW Classic might be the one good thing that modern Blizzard are doing. Not gonna lie, if I was forced to play one MMORPG, I'd probably pick WoW Classic. Or maybe. But that's about it. But yeah, the custom mapping community was a big part of Warcraft 3. I mean, when you think about that Warcraft 3 gave us Dota and the MOBAs for a few years in the last decade, you know, that's the best part about the old... It was a big deal because people made custom content, and it was fun. you know. But nowadays it seems that unless it's highly controlled, modern game devs don't want people to have all the tools to the kingdom. They don't want people to create custom map sets and improve upon their own game. And it's that kind of thinking that sucks, really. They don't want players to get creative unless they use the tools and the microtransactions that they offer. Well, yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy XIV is good too, and I still have a lot of story to play now if I ever bother to return, but I think WoW Classic as a game is the better deal. But that'll just be because I get to read. Anyway, sorry, getting way off topic. Let's just get back to the map set before I go too deep down a rabbit hole of sorts. I mean, I don't mind doing this, but I am taking up valuable time that is needed for. Hey, Osubuko, how you doing? Good to see you again. Guild Wars 2 is a raptor? Oh, it's a lizard. Oh, it's PogChamp. They don't want a dull situation whenever Dev picks it up and makes a bunch of money. Yeah, that'll be why. So they just completely make sure that they're on the thing. Yeah, encouraging people to make mods. Look how OG Doom suffered. Oh, wait. Yeah, exactly. The hacker ethic. John Carmack's great gift was to have that, and look how far it's come. And not even like Doom. Look at Half-Life. You know, Half-Life 1 and 2 having the same principles with Valve. And people have made loads of cool mods over the years that give it a lot of longevity. You know? Hey, Quake Master. Good to see you. Right. Let's try this again. Maybe I should actually reset the correct time. I did have a time set, but I realized because of this tangent, we haven't actually started talking about it yet. So let's set a new time and try this again, shall we? So this is a single map for Doom/Ultimate Doom, Nelly.wad, a map from an older Mega 1 in 1996, which they revised with GZ Doom Builder, otherwise it would not be really playable. A computer hellish combined map in the good old vanilla Doom format. Have fun while playing. It's an E2M3 replacement, and there are difficulty settings. So E2M3, why do people put these maps in weird? Whatever. I don't understand some of these choices for mapping slots, honestly. It's so weird. Can I change the music? There, sorry. It's not, I don't mind that, but that's the intermission music for me. It's not something that plays out. I'd rather switch the music. It's all the same. Yep, I'd agree. It's one of the very few things I don't like about Ultimate Doom is the fact that E2M3 uses that intermission theme. I mean, thankfully Refinery isn't a long level, but oh god. Oh, right, okay then. We're going to have an... Wow, this is quite a nice looking opening bit. What the bloody hell? Spectres from wherever. Whee! Hey, Violent Beetle, thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. +1 to the Sunder count, yeah. I guess you could say that. Probably shouldn't keep mentioning it until we get around to like the last 5 or something. Maybe. Jeez. Wow, that is not pleasant at all. What is up with that? I just barely. Is this pit? Are we sure we're not playing an Alfredo map again? Did Alfredo adopt a new name and try to get away with something? Yeah, this is Ostro Doom. Sorry. Now he's just releasing Ultimate Doom maps under a different name. Well, I suppose it's not quite as dickish as an Alfredo. It's probably just that they have an eye for modern traps sensibilities, you know. Trappy traps and whatnot. I meanwhile have no sense. Oh, except for that. I can see that room filling with a lot more. Just 3. Yeah, alright. 3's. Oh, it's not a key door. Well, wait. It is a key door, but... Life is hard without the super shotgun. Yes, it is. And this being Ultimate Doom Violent Beetle, there will be no super shotgun. So... Although the trade-off for life being hard without the SSG is having to deal with less complex enemies. So, you know. Grief, that was like every shot connected there. Holy mackerel. Good. Okay, seriously. Holy crap, like every... Difficult Doom 2 map with no super shotgun. I thought you'd meet some inaccurate shotguns. Ha 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 ha. But Firebox wasn't a long map though. No, I think I have played a map like that, where the super shotgun isn't given to you for ages. But I can't remember what it was. I don't think it was that Peter Morrow creation. Well, didn't open that up. Oh. Right. What? Whoa. Whoa, what am I meant to be doing here? Can't open that door. I can't open that door. Using switches with a remote with is simply not okay. Yeah, if you have very little clue to it, it is a pain to figure out. The small size of the map helps a bit, but I'd agree with you for the most part, that one, Needle. Right. Right, where am I meant to be now? What the heck am I supposed to be doing? Can't seem to proceed anywhere. Well, nothing's changed there. That's a open passage anyway. Well, a window. What did this switch do? I did flip the silver switch and I opened this door, and that's about the last two things I have done. I suppose we can just go back before we opened it. Okay, so this does open regardless, so it's not this area I need to be in. The one next to the computers near the key doors. Yeah, that just lowers this and that. Fear has the best shotty ever, in my opinion. The Fear shotgun is pretty decent. I'm no disputing that. Alright, so it's a one-time permanent switch that does something. But what? I would like to think that the effect wasn't a timed one, seeing that it's a one-time switch and I don't know where its use point is. Hold on, let me check something. That's the door it opens? How am I supposed to infer that from this? Green texture? Yeah, okay. I had to figure out the green textured door is the same. Make the bloody texture the same. You know, do that kind of stunt. I didn't even notice there was a door here, never mind that it was open. That's not good player leading. It really isn't. I mean, I might have noticed that the door... I could have noticed that was open and think to look inside, but I'm too busy thinking I've missed it somewhere else. Players aren't always going to be able to immediately pick up on those. Yeah, but they said that they tweaked it in GZ Doom Builder. This might originally have been from 1996, but it has been adapted for modern to some extent. Well, yeah, I suppose it does depend who you ask. Alright, survived that little quad barrel from Killing Floor 2 is the best. Weighted bag is a nice shotgun as well. Flat cannon from UT99 counts. These are crushers now. Intriguing. Yes, very intriguing. Oh, 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 oh god. Ah, what? Not a... Wait, then what am I... Oh, there was no point being up here then. There must be something... Yeah, okay. Well, there's enemies out here for some reason, so... When block map stops block mapping... Oh, right, of course! That flesh pillar in the corner of the room is now lowered. Am I just blind, or did I not even notice the blue key was on top of that? I didn't even think that was a lowerable pillar. I mean, I guess the crushers and the enemies were enough of a clue, but... 90s mapping! Ammo tax collector. I'm here to collect all your shotgun shells. Thanks for paying. Have a nice day. Oh no, another shocking fake out. Asshole. Oh wait, scrolling sky thing. Where you can kind of see the thing in between, but still looks kind of nice anyway. Ugh. Chain gun's been my best friend in this map set so far. really has. Yeah. Okay, geez, enough of the Instapot traps. God, this person is obsessed with those. This is a really not very cool trap at all. I really don't like this. Yeah, no, this is bullshit. 2 Caco demons. Yeah, I mean, no. Just no to this whole flab. Yeah, thanks. I guess. It's a map that seems to encourage you to use the chain gun a hell of a lot. This almost feels like deviousness without the always having the right execution behind it. Like, it seems that they have some cool things to offer, but some of this stuff is just a little bit... Ugh. They really are just going all out to try and be as trolly as possible. I wonder if it was the mapper's intent to encourage the player to use the chain gun a bit more. Yeah, like the plasma gun and the drop-in. I mean, then you have the rocket launcher drop in, which then leads to 2 Cacos and a bunch of close range enemies. You know, rocket launcher ain't gonna be no good. Shotgun's no good. Really seems to be this map was designed around the chain gun. Here comes another Baron, probably. No. And then a surprisingly normal ending. And this is the music we would have been hearing the whole time if I hadn't changed it. Works well as intermission, but not for a full map set, of course. Or even one map that goes on longer than 5 minutes. Right, well, that was Ostroduma with Nelly. Thoughts? The map is decent, but the bullshit meter is quite high right now. Nice visuals, play was all the tweet. Yeah, I applaud the fact they were trying to do some devious stuff in Doom 1, and I think my main complaint is the fact that some progression isn't obvious. That blue key, as far as I'm concerned, I never even saw that pillar, or it wasn't also clear what that switch did that led to the that green door opening. There was just 1 or 2 spots there where the player wasn't directed quite as well, and the sort of the cryptic nature of a lot of typical 90s mapping was on display. And it really felt like the map favoured the chain gun usage a lot, especially with the rocket launcher and that thing near the yellow key with the Caco Instapop closet. It's not like you have a variety of options in that spot. You either get out of it as fast as you can, or you use the chain gun to stun lock the enemy and hope that they don't retaliate too much. While it is interesting to see someone attempting to get the player to use something other than the shotgun, if you're going to attempt something like that, it usually has to be done in a way that is reasonable, I think. Or taught to the player a lot better. I think if you're going to do something like that, where you want the player to use a chain gun far more, you may need to teach it to them earlier in the map or something. I guess. But this certainly wasn't terrible. Just needs a little better progression. Sorry, a little better reading the player. Maybe slight tweaks to the dickishness in spots. And it will be a little better, I think, a little more polished. Maybe with their own maybe with a map that's not based on a 90s construct, it might prove to be a better offering. I mean, some 90s mapping still holds up today as being reasonable, but a lot of 90s mapping was experimental cryptic garbage. And there's a reason why we call it the 90s mapping, of course. Because no one knew any better, you could say. So let's see, what do we have? Ooh. Yeah, I think we have time for one more map before we bring this stream to a close. Yeah, it wasn't too bad for the hunting side, that is true. That is true. Alright, well, I kind of want to get to bed a bit earlier tonight, but we are going to do one more offering here. Just the one more. I still have playtest stuff to do, so I'm going to have to expend this playtest in Milwaukee into a third night, I think. Which is fine by me. Means I get more practice for the weekend. where I'll have to play the Iron Man stuff. In fact, that's kind of partly the purpose of all this, is a bit of a warm-up for Iron Vendetta on the weekend. You know, where I'll have to try and get through 16 maps to tie the Uncle Bow, or else Mutt's going to have a 2-0 lead going into March. Experimental Cryptic Garbage could be the name of 3 cores of the Eternal Boss ripoff maps, not gonna lie. Experimental Cryptic Garbage. It's also a good name for what you would call some Russian mappers. What you have 10,000 months and take 3. Now, I don't think it's going to be. This is a second map by this author, so I think we are going to be alright. Anyway, as I put the last timer down. So this is Star by Star Spun 5000. And they just tiled the thread when I actually wink it. My second WOD. This is the second WOD I created. The last in my backlog of WODs to posts. Hope you enjoy. Testing GZ Doom, no jumping or free work. I couldn't really think of a name for it, so I just called it Star. It's full of stars. Maybe you could come up with something more fitting. I do have a lot of cool level names in mind, but I don't want to use them on a simple little map like this one. Yeah, true, but I'm also looking at the screenshots and it doesn't seem like it's going to be that big either. But we'll see. No other details on this one, so we'll go for strict, I guess, and we will. Oh, you know what would have helped, Mapper? Tell me what map it was in. You probably should mention it's a map 2 replacement. That's kind of the first thing. You didn't actually say which map slot it was. That's not a good start. Please mention that. It's kind of important. On the plus side, no derunning. Underholes music instead. Okay, that's a bonus at least. It's a map 2 slot for some reason. Aging Wolfenstein. Yeah, true. That was an unexpected twist. This one only has 73, so I don't think we're getting the Epic Journey Part 2 anytime soon. Nope. Nope. It was just this bright to begin with. This bright and with this ceiling height. Alright, I haven't missed anything. There is no shotgun yet. Grief. That was surprisingly a little more difficult than... Huh. That was actually surprisingly more trickier than anticipated. Now, lighting is always an important visual tool. You gotta have some lighting variety. It helps make the map look nicer. That's what you got. Looks like we have found the lighting tool. There's your lighting variety. Seem to have found some kind of a possible secret swing. I like that little arc for the hole there. That's kind of cool looking. Fact. Oh. Are they using a curve tool there? That doesn't appear to be a bunch of mini sectors joined together to form the illusion of a slanted roof. That is a slanted sector. It looks like they're using UDMF then. Oh. Texture misalignment not quite as right on these walls, but anyway. Alright, so UDMF, cool. Oh, wait, was I supposed to... Oh, wow, that is quite a... It was a timed secret rush. You were supposed... I thought that thing rolling down was to let the chainers have a chance to attack, but it looks like that timed thing was to let you get over there and grab a backpack, which would have been incredibly useful. Oh well. Indeed, night for a party, indeed. Hopefully I won't regret. No. But no! Oh, thank God for that. Yeah, but it looks like it served the purpose. A half decent use of a Baron. Any more slants? Hey, thanks to the 25 bits, World Misfit. More slants. And the level is done. Nice and short. With a few subtle splashes of the UDMF brush. To be continued? No, never. So that was Star by Starspun 5000. All of the lighting budget went into the slopes. Not the slopes. Dem slopes. You know, dem slopes. Not a bad little map. A surprisingly a difficult first bit to get the shotgun. Lying on a barrel against several imps in a small room with a lock-in. That's a bit of a shocker. And then some nice subtle little UDMF swamps. Decent use of the Baron at one point. Bit of variety here and there. Not bad for a second map, I'd say. At least it was not all corridors and boxes. It was a bit of variety in the rooms and so forth. Had a couple of things going on. Not bad at all. Not bad at all, I would say. Yes. So, yeah, good stuff there. Good stuff. Okay, well, it seems I still have some more playtesting to do. But I will have to leave that for another day. And that other day is tomorrow evening, when I will wrap up this month's playtest block. So, yeah, that's going to be it for tonight's stream. It's been fun. I think Alfredo's Blood Flow was probably the gameplay highlight, but some decent stuff from the others as well, I think. Particularly Orc's Breath. Hey, bemused. So I will be doing another one of this tomorrow. Thanks to the 25 bits again, World Misfits. Got 31 viewers, so probably get them off to another person's channel. Who's streaming tonight then? Ooh, we got options, but we'll go for Jimmy. I don't think Coincidente needs any more viewers, but Jimmy does. He needs all the help he can get. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all tomorrow for the final day of playtesting for this month. Have a good night, everybody. Stay safe and all that stuff.